Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is a speaker and author of several books on relationships. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to my spot. Why controlling women always fail. Now, y'all know Rom is the tough love brother. Rom is the one going to tell y'all the real deal with some stuff. And a big issue in relationships, male-female relationships. And this, let's be clear, because a lot of times when I'm talking, somebody think I'm just talking about black relationships. I'm talking about all relationships. Because I've seen this dynamic in relationships with whites, Hispanics, different ethnic groups, Asians. I've seen this happen a lot. And the whole thing is you get some women who, for two primary reasons, try to control their relationships. One is more biology, or, more of it is more of a defense mechanism that develops because of some trauma. And they develop a certain personality, what my mentor, Master Yao and Yamache Morris, would call a counterfeit persona. And one in particular is, you can call it the metal type, the psychopathic type, whatever. And what happens is it usually develops around the age of 6, around that age, 5, 6, 7, around that age. What happens is the little girl develops a persona where she develops a false belief that she feels like in order to get love, she has to control the male. And usually, a lot of times when this happens, it's a situation where the parents are, there's a lot of contention, divorce, anything, where the male father figure might not have been around. It's something of that nature. And really, the inclination to develop that would be in their very DNA anyway. That's why I use the elemental term metal. And for those who follow the Chinese Bagua, like if they are metal young, they will have a strong tendency to develop that. Any young energy within someone's chart within the Chinese Bagua, or just period, there will be there's a possibility they could develop that. And just to be clear, when they develop that, it's interesting how they use it, because women with that control thing will use sex to control a man. In fact, many prostitutes, sex workers, actually have that controlling thing. They have something against men. So they realize, hey, they control more effectively that way. Now, some other women might be more direct with it. And just to be clear, the women, they could be physically attractive. The women could be physically attractive. So, but that's one. And I've talked about that in other places before. So they have a natural tendency to do it. And just to be clear, men have that tendency as well, who can develop that persona. They just do it in a different way. Like you get they will look for ways to outright control their mate. But we're talking about controlling women now. And this is why they always fail. So that's one, the ones who have it naturally. But then you have some women who will follow along because of how that particular dynamic has seeped into the population. You got some other women, they'll see other women at least visibly controlling somebody, or looking like they're controlling, or even being told to control a man, and they'll adopt it even though it might not be a natural part of their personality. One quick thing about personality types, how people behave, a whole lot of it's programmed by the culture, a whole lot of it. People just following along. They're following along the herd. For those who follow my Deep Thought channel, check out the stuff I talk about, the herd and the mentality. So you have those two basic groups. And the thing is, they always doomed to failure. Those type of women who have that control dynamic, even if they look on the surface like they win, they eventually lose. They might be able to keep some level of control over a guy for many years, but eventually he's going to rebel, because honestly, trying to control another human being without direct force is really impossible. And let me say that again. If they submit into your will, there's something that you're using, maybe money. It's not even the sex. It might be money, position in life. Like when many men try to control a woman, it's usually they want to be in a better financial position than her. But ultimately, you're still not controlling that person down to their spirit. So when a woman does that, you notice a lot of those women who are controlling, they'll tend to get a guy who might not have as much going on for him. He might not even be as physically attractive, but they got the control thing. And it might look like they control him. Since he ain't as physically attractive and everything, they got better leverage over him. They actually attracted to that type of man. And it might look good for a while, but at some point, it's going to fail. It's going to fail. The reason it's going to fail because of the natural primal DNA of both men and women. On a primal level, all women have a need to submit to a man, even if it's just in the bedroom. And that primal thing goes down to the nature of getting pregnant. Ladies, your ex cannot go out and get a man. You can't even force a man. If he don't want to have sex with you, he don't want to have sex with you. You have to, the way, in order for you to truly have a baby, first of all, you have to have the persona to draw a man to you. And that's a peaceful persona. That's a submissive, like you submitting to his energy. Because on a primal level, a man has a need to conquer. He needs to have a need to go after. That's why some of those women who like are more into their femininity and they more calm, laid back, and they let the men come to them, never seem to have a shortage of men. They're more peaceful. That's because of that energy. Because what it is with the primal thing, the pregnancy thing, to get pregnant, to keep the human race going, the woman's drawing the man to her. And that she can't control that. She just had to go out and just do her thing. The primary thing with women, period, is attraction. That's the primary thing. That's a woman. Look, you want a man. The primary thing is to attract him. Now, I've said publicly, women choose the men, but I understand how y'all choose. That's just opening the door for a man. Very few women are actually going to walk up to the man and be like, "Oh, you fine. Let's do something." Very few. Even some controlling women, they'll do something in such a way where the man comes to them. And that's the natural thing. But see, the man, the reason why these women ultimately fail, the controlling women fail, because that primal level of the man. The primal level of the man is not just to go and impregnate a woman, but on a larger level, social level, to control his immediate environment. Whatever environment it is, it could be like his job. It could be his job. Like, no, I ain't gonna share that one. Let me find something. Okay, like say a man has a job working at a DMV or something, right? And when you go to DMVs, the people, men and women work there. They got ultimate power, at least in that space, because the people gotta like deal with it. They gotta follow the rules and everything. And it could be any job like that. Now, men, if they in that job, they could suck in the rest of their lives. They could suck, not get any women. They even have their own place to stay. But if they got that job where they can exercise control, they do it, because that's a man's nature to control his environment. A primal thing. Now, there's a lot going out there to get men out of that, but on a primal level, all men are territorial. I've said several times about a man's boundaries. All men have them. All men have them naturally. And he's not going to let someone else control it. Like even in the cases where it looked like a woman's with a guy for a long time, he's just biding his time. And in fact, a lot of those men cheat. They will always find a way to rebel against anyone else controlling them. Only way to get a man, you got to get him to cooperate at best, but you can't control them. So a woman will always fail when she tries. And that's the thing. And I've talked about that on my Rom TV site about something else, about a woman who had a control issue, dealt with it, and noticed she was getting more men because she was pushing men away with the control thing. But when she started dealing with it and getting more into her femininity, she always came. But see, the control thing is more in line with the masculine energy. And that's also, see, on a deep level, that's going to turn a man off anyway. If he's masculine, a masculine woman is going to turn him off on that level. He might deal with the woman for business, even call her, a buddy or something. Might probably respect her, but on a sexual level, he's turned off. And he might not even know why. She could be physically attracted. He'll be like, damn, what is it about her I'm not turned on by? And then someone more astute to say, man, you thinking like a man, and so is she. That's why. But seriously, because it really goes against nature. Ladies, that's the bottom line. It goes against nature. In fact, if a woman really want power, not control, you never get control. But if you really want power, you really want to win. Let's put it like this. Say you're a woman, you have a house, all right? Or you trying to get into a house. You coming up to that house with masculine energy. You banging on the door, screaming, yelling. The guy ain't going to open the door. And if he does open the door, he probably get violent towards you. Now, then you contrast that with a woman and her feminine energy that ain't trying to control anything. She being nice and peaceful. She ain't banging on the door. She banging. She might not have to bang on the door. He'll see her coming. He'll open the door. He'll just hand her stuff. That's one thing, ladies. I need to do another podcast on this. When you in your feminine energy, men hand you shit. Really, they do. So you don't even have to control. You get stuff you don't even need. It just shit. I've known some women, they were powerful in their feminine energy. They get so much stuff from men, they be trying to give it away to other men. Seriously. Because they don't even need it. They give it to family and friends. I knew a woman like that. Man, she was ready to give me a car. I was like, all I had to do was just fix up somewhere. I was like, nah, that's all right. I'm going to take care of the repair bill for it. She's like, okay. She gave it to somebody else because guys were just handing her stuff. She was in her femininity. So anyway, controlling women always fail. Ladies, just stay out of that, okay? Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.